Hello and welcome back to Mac at the Movies. This week I'll be reviewing for you the film Gothika. I don't know much about this film. I remember in high school I had this friend Matt who talked about how he really wanted to see this movie. Like he couldn't wait to see this movie. And that's more or less all I heard about it. I don't really know anything about it. The way it was described to me, or the way he had talked about it, that I can recall, is that this is supposed to be some sort of horror film. And from what I've gathered from the back, it's more of like a psychological, thrilling-esque horror film, if I had to go off of how I'm reading this. But I'm interested in seeing it. I'm interested in checking it out. The only thing I remembered from this was Halle Berry was in it. But Robert Downey Jr.'s in this. And I've always enjoyed Robert Downey Jr. So I am eager to get into this. So we'll go ahead and drop that out, turn on the TV, and get this going. I hope everyone out there is doing well. I know I am. And hopefully I'll be doing even better. Looks like it needs a little bit of a rewind. It was kind of hard to tell the tape if it was rewound or not. I bought it used, but instead of the white reel inside the tape, it's like black and has sort of a black cover over it, so you can't, like, it almost looks like two tiny little black reel-to-reels inside the tape versus that sort of open face white reel-to-reel that most tapes you can like see and know where it's at on the tape. And then I thought it was rewound, but clearly it was not. But yeah, I'm kind of, when I realized that Robert Downey Jr. was in this, I wanted to check it out. I had been looking for this here and there, and wasn't picking it up anywhere. I'm a collector, so I tend to buy things anywhere and everywhere. But I do like the finding it out in the wild, and I eventually found this out in the wild on VHS. So that's how I bought it. I don't know how much I paid for it. I think it was actually more than I would normally pay for a VHS because I got it from like a mom and pop shop, and wanting to support smaller businesses, things like that, and that they were selling VHS and what appeared to be good quality. I wanted to support, so I did. Let me see here. Yeah, it's done rewinding, but I will go ahead and get into this, and I'll talk about it later, just in case I forget. But I bought this from a place called Hitchhiker's Toys, or Hitchhiker Toys. It's based out of White House, Tennessee. That's where I bought this. And if you're in the White House area, check them out because they're pretty cool. I don't go in there enough for them to even know who I am, let alone request that I say that on here. But it's a fun place to go shopping. If you like movies and all sorts of toys and stuff like that. If you're in the Middle Tennessee area, think of it kind of like The Great Escape. The Middle Tennessee and like Southern Kentucky, Middle Kentucky area. We have The Great Escape, like, all down the line of 65. So there's, like, 3 or 4 of them out there, I think. But maybe just 3, mainly. I digress. I'm just going to keep rambling if I don't hit play. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play and get this movie started. And I will see y'all afterward for the rewind. Bye. Alright, and I am back. So, Gothika, how was it? It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I don't want to say it's a bad movie, but I just really had a hard time getting into it. it was an. I'm just going to go ahead and hit the rewind and talk about it. So, the story follows the character of Halle Berry, her character Miranda Gray, who is a clinical psychologist at this female institute. And on the way home one night after work, the road gets washed down. She has to take an alternate route home. Almost hits a girl in the middle of the road. The girl ends up possessing. It's a spirit of a missing girl. Ends up possessing her, and she wakes up. Miranda wakes up in the mental hospital after having killed her husband. The rest of the film is a how did I get here? Who did it? Type of horror thriller, like a horror suspense thriller, like murder mystery. And it was kind of a unique way in doing it, in that it wasn't somebody planting her in a very suspicious crime scene and claimed her to be the killer. The ghost of a missing person possesses her and then sort of acts out a crime, in turn causing the death of her husband. And the rest of the movie is basically, how did we get to this point? The rewind stopped, but one thing I do want to talk about is that I found it unique that, again, as I had mentioned, that it was a possession film, I guess to get that ghost story in there, a possession film instead of you were found at the scene of the crime and she doesn't know how it happened. It very well could have been that she was being planted at the scene of this crime, so she would take the fall for the real killer. But she is the killer. Not that I think I'm spoiling anything, because I believe it's like in everything on here, more or less. It was interesting. Somehow I don't see how some of the ghost stories in this tie to other characters in the film. Like Penelope Cruz is haunted by the specter who's essentially raping her in the middle of the night. You get a little bit of backstory in that later. The entire movie, Robert Downey Jr.'s character used to be one of her colleagues, and he doesn't believe a word that she says. It's just everything's too far-fetched, and he's assigned to her. Even though they were colleagues, they were friends, there wasn't another doctor to be assigned to her at that time, so he gets assigned to her. But it was kind of a weird story. Like, I think you could have taken the ghost aspect out of this film, and like I said, turned it into she got planted at a crime scene, and she doesn't know how she got there, what happened, and it could have been a matter of having been drugged or something. But it didn't go that way. And yeah, it was just kind of a lame duck of a film. If you're a fan of this movie, let me know in the comments below. I don't want to trash it by any means, because there were some moments in it that were good. But again, I do wish it was more of a real life scenario versus ghost story. I think it would have made for just a better story all around. But if you like this movie and there's something about it that you really enjoy, throw down in the comments below what you liked about it. I very well could just pass on it. I may rewatch it again later. Again, I'm a fan of Robert Downey Jr. This isn't like a huge role in his career by any means, but you know, it's part of his catalog. So, gonna keep this movie in the collection as another one of his to have. But I wish we could have gotten a little bit more backstory into Penelope Cruz's character. That didn't really evolve the way I thought it was going to. But yeah, it just kind of, when you get down to it, and the end was very predictable. When I saw the end coming, I was like, it just, everything about it to me just played out in my head like 10 seconds, and I was like, oh, okay, so this adds to this, which got us here, and okay, so this is who I think done it, or one of the Dunnets, or, well, yeah, I don't want to spoil too much if you haven't seen it, but yeah, I'd give this one like a 2 out of 5 stars. I just yeah, I mean, kind of a bummer. I was hoping for a little bit of a better film, but hey, they can't all be winners. Not for everyone. I'm sure some of my favorite movies aren't any of your favorite movies. So I have to keep that in mind, and I don't want to just bash a movie for bashing movie's sake. This is not Geely. So that's a movie to bash for bashing's sake. But yeah. Also, I don't even know if you can see it, but yeah, it has like a weird black cover on the top, like I had mentioned earlier. You can kind of see, so it's kind of hard to, like, it sort of covers up the tape, so it was hard to see if it was rewound or not. Rewound all the way. And I think even the inside plastic there is black, so you can't really, it's like black on black, and then you have the black tape, and so it's hard to see what all's going on there. But yeah, I got this from, again, a place called Hitchhiker Toys in White House, Tennessee. And, you know, I'm glad they had it. I was glad that I could finally get around to watching this and see what it was all about. But Gothika, that was it. Anyway, again, down in the comments below, have you seen this? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Tell me what you thought about it. And if you didn't, you know, at least check it out. Who knows? It may be your favorite movie. It does end with, I believe, the Limp Bizkit cover of Behind Blue Eyes. So you get that little jewel to end this movie with. And it perfectly covers all the credits. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to keep rambling if I don't turn this thing off. I was up here with the cats the entire night watching this movie. Any time my arms were free, one cat would jump in my arms, and I would set them down, and the other cat would jump in my arms, and it was just back and forth. So I'm going to go to bed. I think that's the plan. Got my popcorn in me, and I'm getting a little tired, so I'm going to bed. Anyways, thank you for stopping by, and I will see you next time. Bye.